Hey guys, happy Thursday and welcome back to my channel. Calvin Rafadi and his lies. That man can lie with a straight face. This man came not a long time ago, last week. He came and said that he supports the political killing start team. But after Lieutenant General Dumisani's revelations at the commission, it was revealed that he forwarded the invitation inviting him to comment on the disbandment of the political killings. And that invitation was from Power FM and forwarded that to Vusumuzi Matlala, even though he knew that Vusumuzi Matlala was in prison. Who forwarded same to Brown Mogotsi, a full crime expert. This is very embarrassing. And in this video, I wanted us to expose these lies and what he said in that interview of Power FM when he actually supported the disbandment, said that it is a good move that this team was disbanded. And also, he said that secondly, that actually they were supposed to form a new thing. After he said a week ago or so that this disbandment was not a good idea. Oh my God, they said a wise man changes his mind, but this one was not a change of mind. It's because he was busted. That's why he changed his mind. I also wanted us to talk about Katiso Molefe's leave to appeal, that he's taking the matter to the High Court to appeal his bail application. It's a lot.
We are not fine. We're disturbed. This country is a comedy. We've passed a movie. It's a circus.
So, if you guys remember this interview, let me just remind you on what Calvin Rafadi said about the disbandment of the political killing task team.
I have never interfered with any political killing task team. In fact, where they do good, I'm one of the people who even come out on media and praise the police for that effect. I'm one of the people that always, even when Mkwanazi does good, and even any other police, I praise them and I condemn situations where we see horrific murders and the likes. But now, to answer you, my role in the police as a forensic practitioner, I'm one of the people who come in as a force multiplier to analyze some of the chain of custody that is being collected through forensic in many of the crime scenes, and to also be a helping hand and even go as far as raiding with the police at night.
He forgot that he had an interview that he sent to his friend in prison, Vusumuzi Matlala. The person that he denied and said that is not my friend, is the business partner. How do you send your business partner an interview about the disbandment of the political killing stars team that had nothing to do with him, unless you knew that the political killing stars team was a thing of interest to him? Hence, you forwarded the interview to him. And this is what he said about the disbandment when he was asked at Power FM interview in January.
Calvin Rafadi is a crime expert and research associate at the University of Johannesburg. Good morning, Calvin.
Good morning, and good morning to your listeners.
Why was this task team important, and what do you make of the rationale to disband it?
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity. I think just to highlight so that we are on one page, we are talking about the letter that was sent to the Commissioner, Mr. Masemula, by our current Mr. Senzo Mchunu. Actually, it is not police killing, it's political killings, the tax team that was established.
Political killings.
Political killings, yes.
Right.
But, there are also two important issues, or let's say three. So it's dismantling this the task team that were investigating political killings. And then it's also highlighting the issue of the borders. And then also there's an issue about, so it's the borders, and then it's the issue of rotating members of SAPs in those particular borders because of the issue of a lifestyle audit. So one member shouldn't just be occupying the space. Initially, that they must be put on hold. So we welcome this particular move and say that, this thing was also coming to a point where it tend to amount to a rogue unit. The reason being that even internally, we work with a lot of police, and we realize that the fight between General Khan and General Kumalo of Crime Intelligence, like we always say, that when big elephants fight, the grass suffers.
Absolutely.
And this indeed is the frictions within the crime intelligence, frictions within the police structure, and we welcome that Mr. Senzo has taken a good advice and a cautious one, a sober-minded, that he dismantled this particular task team. It can be formed at a later stage towards the election, but this was meant strictly for KZN, And the problem of political killing is national.
Okay. All right.
This interview, he had it with the MKP Mzwanele Manyi, and I'm shocked that Mzwanele Manyi never said anything. He's been quiet about that interview and the stance that Kelvin Rafadi took. But he, Mzwanele Manyi, at the time was the chief whip and was representing the MKP. This is what he said about the disbandment. He definitely didn't agree with the disbandment and said that actually they should expand the team.
It's a welcome decision. I'm not understanding where that comes from. I think in your background you properly covered the issue that this comes from that 2018 Mwerane Commission report.
Yeah.
And we do know that by nature of these commission's reports, they are not binding as it were, but they still give very important information as to what needs to happen. And that report was very clear about highlighting the systemic issues in around these political killings in the main. And KZN has been sort of a hotspot in this issue. And if you look in terms of just task team achievements, indeed, there's still a lot of work to be done, but it's not like this was just a dead duck situation. At least some over 40 political killings, 40 political suspects have been arrested in connection with these killings, although we still have a lot of unresolved cases. Now, if we're sitting as we speak here now, we're looking at not less than 120 unresolved political murder cases. We still don't know the bottom of what happened to Cindy Somagacha's killings and all of that. Now, if you have a situation like that is still not being properly handled, where there are still more questions than answers, why do you remove a specialized solution? You know, one of the things that is to say that police must understand that their job is very specialized. You don't just say everything is police and all of that. There has to be specialization. The issue of political killings requires a focus, requires specialization, requires people to understand what's happening in that territory. Now, to disband this thing and sort of by implication try to say crime is crime, you're missing the point.
Not just that, Kelvin Rafadi comes again and adds and said this about the task team.
Was only supposed the mandate to focus on the KZN political killing is that there were too many frictions in within, and there still are many frictions, and you know it can still be established at a later stage, you know. But this current one, it was so loyal to the predecessors, and then it yielded no results. So they were playing politics, and we always heard that you know, things like grapper machines, they are used for political motives and the like. So if somebody on a due diligence, they've assessed such a threat that this thing is not yielding the result that is ought to be yielding. When you dismantle, then you can still formulate another.
Isn't it better, Kelvin Rafadi, if you recognize that a task team has now been politicized to the point where people are not investigating the actual issues but are busy trying to conduct surveillance on one another? Do you disband the unit, or do you just fire the rotten eggs and just get more qualified people to come into the unit?
Correct. Actually, I think it's a performance management issue. What Calvin is saying here correctly diagnosed the problem. Let's grant him that. But then the solution to the diagnosis is incorrect. If you have diagnosed that the problem is a politicization, whatever else, it's a simple thing that all that you have to do as the leader of that of the police is to simply draw up clear key performance areas and so on, and clear performance indicators. And if whoever is not doing what is supposed to be done, you performance management those people out. You performance manage those people out. You don't disband the entire unit because you don't know how to manage the unit. This just shows the absence of leadership skill, the absence of management skill. It's a simple thing. Imagine if a factory has got people that are not performing, and if a sudden must shut down the factory and open another factory somewhere and hope for the best when you get there. You know, it just shows lack of basics in understanding how to lead an institution as large as the police institution. This is what it is.
Okay.
This man was ensuring that he supports, a full crime expert, was supporting this whole thing. Hence, he shared that interview with his friend to say that, oh, you see, friend, I'm defending you. I'm defending you. Guys, what's going on? The lies of Kelvin Rafadi, of these politicians. This is what even the news anchor said. I don't know if it's the news anchor or whoever. This is what she said with regards to the position that Kelvin took and the position that Manyi took with regards to the disbandment.
No, but at the time of disbandment, there's problems that to fester.
Okay.
So all we need is it's the quickest solution now, because then you must advertise jobs and everything.
Okay.
No, the
All right.
simple thing is just set the parameters that you shall do this or go.
Okay.
Simple as that.
Okay, me, I'm just going to say, from where I'm sitting, I don't think the two of you fundamentally disagree that you've got... No, hang on. Because fundamentally you both agree that there's been a politicization of the task team, that it has factionalism, that many people are there without the right security clearance, the lack of skills is there, they're not policing, they're politicizing, they're acting outside of the parameters of having no fear or favor, and the focus of KZN is too narrow. So you say expand the focus, better management. He says disband and build better. But either way, you're both calling for a better task team. Am I wrong, Calvin?
No, I don't know what to say, but I'm saying that, the whole unit tantamount to a rogue unit at the stage. And Mr. Manyi has got the powers. He's in parliament. So if he coughs, they can catch flu. So that's all I can say.
I think for me, this is what I can conclude. Kelvin Rafadi must stop. I told you guys, he must stop doing these interviews, because he was gonna, these interviews are dangerous. Sometimes you just have to keep quiet. It's golden. This is very golden. That's what he could have done. Instead, he went and did these interviews. Look at him now. We see his lies. Kelvin Rafadi is friends with Vusumuzi Ketmatla. Very good friends. It has nothing to do with business. And you know what is very alarming is that these people are always denying each other and they are always proven wrong. And another thing, what Dumisani said during the commission is that he's going to prove when time goes by as to the conversations that Rafadi had with Vusumuzi Ketmatla. Hey, it's a lot.
Hello, Mr. Rafadi and Emoji. Good day and compliments of the new year. It's Henrika from Power FM.
I see you really don't want to describe the emojis, General Kamalo, but it's fine. Continue.
Unless if I'm allocated an interpreter, commissioners, really not good. And also, then it's Enrina, producer of Daily Talk, show hosted by Lerato Pele, who would like to kindly ask for your time for an interview on our show tomorrow morning to talk about the dissolving of the task team dedicated to political killings. The police minister did mention that the task team services were no longer, and we just want to discuss this with you as you paint a picture of the current state of political killings in the country, especially because there has been criticism of the team still being needed, with some analysts saying it was time for the team to be dissolved. If you may please join us at 10:30 tomorrow morning, we will truly appreciate it.
I wonder what they were talking about. I wonder how but I feel like Kelvin knew very well. A very man that was investigating the case of a person who was kidnapped, Jerry. If you guys remember Jerry, who is kidnapped, and he's part of the people investigating, knowing that very well his friend Vusumuzi Ketmatla is implicated. So he knows where Jerry is. Kelvin Rafadi knows where Jerry is.
As we go on the ground, trying to gather certain information that there's also issues of trust deficit between some of the law enforcement and the communities. Hence, some are saying there are certain police who are involved in this, but those are just allegations for now. But, that will deal with that upon the investigation. But for now, any information is crucial.
Then Jerry, after some time, called to say, Banter, I'm kidnapped.
It shows that the criminals, they knew who they have identified, and they did this particular pickup.
And acting like he supports the family. He supports the family of that man. There is a video that I've done about his comments and what he said with regards to Jerry and investigation and his kidnapping. When he knows very well that his friend is implicated in that kidnapping, the friend that is even chatting with him with regards to the disbandment of the political killing stars team. Heck, hey, South Africa. I don't know what you guys think about this. This is bombshell. This is explosive. To think that this man supported the disbandment, but at the same time acted like he had nothing to do with it. He doesn't have any relation with Vusumuzi Matlala. The commission is coming. It's not the end. It's coming back very soon, and we're going to know the truth about what had happened. We are going to know. They are crime expert, like you know crime, but you have a friend in prison with a phone and you even forward him. Hey guys, we are being played. We are being played. You forget that Dumisani said that people who are part of the syndicates and drug cartels, these people, guys, from what Dumisani said, they own private security, which is the same as Kelvin Rafadi. Could it be that Kelvin is part of the big five? An entire Abanga. Before we can go further, I wanted us to talk about Mogotsi and how much he was milking that man called Vusumuzi Matlala, even though Vusumuzi Matlala was using him, because they were using each other. But it's so embarrassing, guys, to see a man begging another man. You see the love of money, the love of chelete, the rata chelete. This is what ends up happening. You end up being a spy, because that's what Mogotsi was. Making relations with all these ministers, including the Minister of Police, so that he can get information and go feed it back to Vusumuzi Matlala, so that Vusumuzi Matlala can clean his drug cartel money with the ANC events. This is so hectic, guys. It's a lot. This relationship shouldn't be one-sided, brother. I asked you several favors which are not even money related, but none of them have been attended to. The last one, it's even worse because it's even orchestrated from your camp and nothing has been done about it. I played my part and was even willing to stretch my arm even further, but see, none of my efforts are considered. Hey, this guy was milking Vusumuzi. Yes, that's a brown man. It's so painful to see such man, hey? Such men, guys, such men in society, he's milking other men. Why not work for your money? Why not work for your money? Now he has to go spy, get information from the police, make sure that he's friends with everybody, police, and put himself in trouble just because of money. Hey, money will get you in trouble. Brown is where he is because orata chelete. Brown. Brown loves money. Please comment your thoughts and tell me what you think about Brown Mogotsi milking Vusumuzi. Hey, guys. Hey, you listen, the love of money. The love of money. It's very, very dangerous. The love of money, guys. As the Bible even says, money is the root of all evil. And you guys are saying, no, it's not. It's the people that are evil. Okay. Keep on with that mentality. One day you'll get in trouble. Serious trouble. Because of rata chelet. With this information, these people were friends. But we know that the information is going to come when they're dealing with the section of Rafadi'S texts and Vusumuzi Matlala. Explosive are still going to come. But I just wanted you guys to listen to that interview and what he thought and how that is inconsistent with the view that he's holding or he's been holding recently with regards to the disbandment of the political killing stars team. Moving right along to none other than Katiso Molefe, who has appealed his bail.
Johannesburg to appeal. The state previously argued that there are WhatsApp messages which show that the 61-year-old facilitated payments for the gunmen who are also his co-accused.
To the High Court. Hey guys, the first thing I had in my mind was, how do you appeal your bail to the High Court? Like, I just don't get it. When you see that it's a mess on the ground, people don't support you, people don't want you. And when you want to appeal, people see you as part of the big five cartels. And you think that the best thing for you to do is to go and appeal the decisions that have been taken by the lower courts. And what's going on in these criminals' minds? This is the very man, to those who don't know, that has been arrested right now, incarcerated for the unaliving of Armand Swartz, DJ Somebody, DJ Ventos. He is arrested right now because of that, and he's trying to come out. I don't know if he's trying to come out because he wants to pull a Natim tattoo on us and fall on the building, Bupas, or he wants to do something. Those people need to be surveilled. There must be 24-hour surveillance on Vusumuzi Matlala and Katiso Molefe. Those people have to, it's the same thing with Senzo Mchunu and Sibia. Arrest them, put them at 24 hours surveillance, because these people will want to themselves, will want to analyze themselves, and we want them at that commission. We want the truth. So this one wants to come out because he wants to pull an Natim tattoo on us. He knows that in prison it won't be easy. Probably they are guarding on him because he's a potential Tabo Pesta. He's a potential Tabo Pesta together with Vusumuzi Matlala. Those people should not leave. And besides that, we don't want them outside. We will really question the work of the judiciary, the work of justice. How to release this person when there's crazy evidence against them? What was presented in the commission? There's a lot of evidence to make sure that these people are further charged and they stay in prison. And you want to release this person? Oh my God, I just feel like this man is testing our patience, is testing each and everything that makes us who we are. He must just stay there. Just stay there. Stay there. I don't know what you guys think about his intention to want to be released on bail. Sure, guys, it's a lot. So, the Constitution and the Criminal Procedure Act allows bail to be refused if releasing the accused will undermine public peace and security. And indeed, we will not feel safe. More than anything, the people that are going to testify in that Matlanga Commission. Already, we have Dumisani sick. We don't want another commissioner, because it's not just our safety, even the safety of commissioners. They're not safe. Secondly, right now, because the commission, Matlanga Commission, has exposed the big five infiltration of politics, police and businesses, there's a strong public hostility to people like Abu Katiso Molefe, Vusumuzi Matlala, Hangwani Maumela. We have that hostility when it comes to those people. His release might trigger unrest, intimidation of witness, or even vigilante violence against him. If Molefe is out on bail, there's a risk, whether real or perceived, that he could influence witnesses, tamper with evidence, or leverage his networks. Since the Madlalang Commission is still sitting, judges will likely weigh this heavily. High-profile accused tied to syndicates are sometimes seen as having access to resources, money, passports, connection that makes it easier to abscond. Courts tend to be stricter on bail in such cases. And if you guys remember, one of the characteristics of these people that are part of the Big Five is that they travel.
The international reach and dual citizenship is one of the characteristics that are considered if you look at the common commodity or the main criminal activity of the cartel talks to drug trafficking. Then the syndicate members have to have ability to move within the borders of the different countries in order to be of service to the cartel.
They have passports, they can go to Swaziland, they can go to the United States of America, they can go anywhere they want. So definitely, considering that testimony, this man is a flight risk, because as it's been said, that, they hold passports. And it's part of the characteristics or things that characterizes these people that are part of the drug cartels and the crime syndicates, which Katiso Molefe is part of. And then when you look at the courts, if the courts grant bails, what the public feels these syndicate figures are untouchable, it risks discrediting the judiciary as being soft on corruption and organized crimes. Well, we will think it like that. We'll think of it like that. We don't want him to pull another Natim tattoo on us. No ways. And because I love playing devil's advocates, on the flip side, the goods of him being released is that we know South African law on the presumption of innocence. The South African law, everyone is innocent until proven guilty. Bail is not supposed to be a punishment-only mechanism to ensure attendance at trial. South Africa's prisons are overfilled and violent. His lawyer might argue that pre-trial detention under such condition amounts to punishment before conviction. Long pre-trial detention can prejudice an accused, especially if investigation drags on for years, which often happens in political criminal cases. You see? So we want this person in the prison site. We don't want to hear it that, oh, he wants to come out. Why? Stay there. Stay there, stay inside with your friend Katiso Molefe, and also together with other one, Calvin, Rafadi, as well as Shadrach Sibi and Senzo Mculu. Lock them inside and protect them. We want them at the commission. We don't want to hear, I'm sick, hey, I can't, I'm paralyzed, and I'm hospitalized. We want them at that commission. We want the truth. Bail conditions can be strict. The High Court could impose high risk restrictions, house arrest, reporting to police, no contact with witnesses, electronic monitoring to balance his right with public safety. This thing won't work. You remember Bushiri? Bushiri left even after they gave him strict conditions because it doesn't matter. Politically, keeping Molefe inside satisfy public anger, especially since the Madlanga Commission is exposing the network of the Big Five. Legally, however, the court must still balance public interest versus individual rights. So this appeal might succeed only if his lawyers can convince the judge that he's not a flight risk, he won't interfere with the commission, he has strong ties to the communities, and strict bail condition can keep him in check. So this is going to be a very hard bail condition. Bail application is not going to happen anytime soon in terms of the judgment. I think it will end up taking long. It will end up being a trial for bail application. I don't know what you guys think about his release. And I definitely think that it was intentional of Katiso Molefe to ensure that he applied for bail when we are busy distracted by the Madlanga Commission, the Julius Malema case, the SIU report. He did that intentionally, so that we don't focus on him, so that we can just wake up and they say, he's out on bail, and we're like, how? He think we are fool. He think we are deluded. We are not. We see what he was trying to do, and we caught him. And I'm happy that the commission has been postponed. I wonder when are they going to hear his matter. They're in the High Court. But he was very strategic. His lawyers and his friends, Abo Libby and Abo Kenny Kunen, they've advised him that, people now they're distracted. Go apply now. We are here now. We are here. We see. And we are going to ensure that such criminals don't get bail. Never. Katiso, trying to come out of prison because he wants to go to a hotel, fall as well, do the falling and unalive himself. We want you there. We want you at the commission. Don't give him the bail. Don't give him the bail. I'll see you guys on my next upload. Bye.
We will never associate ourselves with characters like Brian Mogotsi if he's a member of the ANC and his activities. He must account about that, and the ANC will stand up to such characters. Not in our name. Not in our name. The ANC can't associate ourselves with such dubious characters and so on, and we pride ourselves of them. That they carry the emblem of that they once or they are members of our organization. The people are telling us out there very clearly, we trust the ideas of what the ANC stand for, but we don't trust the vehicle. Who are the people who are battering this vehicle? It's characters like those. Matlala, it's not even an issue where we have to dig. They must face the law where they are, and their associations and all of that. Even if it means those associates are in the ANC, they must be rooted out, they must be smoked out.